Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Force in the Barrens is rapidly approaching, and in this video I'm going to take a look at Druid decks for Forged in the Barrens. First of all, good old Ramp Druid is never going to die now, is it? There's still plenty of ramp remaining in the format. User Unleashed is gone, Dragon Synergies are gone, and that quite naturally pushes the Ramp Druid into a Clown Druid format. So Carnival Clowns, Survival of the Fittest, Yashuras the Defiler. There's some interesting new cards. Talon Fortering, draw your highest cost minion, so this can be used to tutor for your Yashuras. Alternatively, if you were to build this deck with Yashuras and Yogg-Saron, then Talon would pick one or the other when it dies. And then there's the Primordial Protector, Battlecry, draw your highest cost spell, summon a random minion with the same cost. So that's going to draw Survival of the Fittest, summon a 10 cost minion. Even if you have already drawn your Survival of the Fittest, this can draw Guardian Animals and summon an 8-drop, so Primordial Protector just seems an ideal fit for Ramp Druid. The Guardian Animals package seems just too good to ignore, so probably it's still going to be Ramp, into Guardian Animals, into Survival of the Fittest and some Strongmen and Clowns, that sort of usual druidic stuff. There is also another approach that you can take to Ramp Druid, and that is the Celestial Alignment. Set each player 0 mana crystals, set the cost of cards in all hands and decks to 1. How greedy can you be with Celestial Alignment? That's the key question, I believe. There's no reliable way to tutor for Celestial Alignment, and that's a bit of a problem, because then that means that your deck would have to have some ways to fight even without finding that card, while also being able to make the most out of the times when you do find it. So I'm not sure if this list is greedy enough, but there are some sweet synergies that you can do with Celestial Alignment. Because, for example, Nature Studies discovers a spell, discounts the next one by 1, so okay, then the next spell is going to cost 0. Lunar Eclipse discounts your next spell, so okay, that also makes another spell easy to cast. Nourish, gain 2 mana crystals, those are not empty mana crystals, so if you play Celestial Alignment and then on your first turn you play Nourish for mana crystals, you get 2 mana crystals, you get to play another 2 cards, and then the following turn you can play 4 cards. Really a lot of interesting things. Also, like Guardian Animals, after Celestial Alignment, Guardian Animals can draw any beast from your deck. So it can also draw stuff like Druid of the Plains and Umbral Owl. There's just so many things that can happen once you play the Celestial Alignment. It doesn't go well with the idea of corruption, it doesn't go well with Yashuras, because when everything costs 1, then it's really difficult to corrupt anything. And then there's the big question of how greedy can you be exactly, because you can't reliably tutor for Celestial Alignment. But anyway, this is my idea of how it works, and these sorts of synergies with the Nourish, with Guardian Animals, with those beasts. Could be one way to use the card. Also, I don't think Kibbling Druid is going anywhere. Okay, Kibbling Druid is going to lose Savage Roar, and that is kind of a big deal. And I've really been thinking, okay, what do they do with no Savage Roar? They do gain something as well, because stuff like Taunt Growth Sentries, summon 2 1/2 turtles with Taunt, excellent card to be playing with Kibbling, then it makes it so much more difficult to remove the Spellburst Kibbling from the board. You could do some really scary stuff with that one. And I've been thinking whether to run the new 4-mana spell that gives all minions +1/+3, that's an option, or whether to just try with Guff Rune Totem. After you cast a nature spell, give another friendly minion +2/+2. Because sometimes you just get a board, and then you play Guff, and you go off with your innervates and stuff, and you give a bunch of friendly minions +2/+2, and maybe that could act as sort of a semi-Savage Roar. On the other hand, adding more minions means that your Fungal Fortunes is more likely to discard a minion, so there's some downsides. Maybe the 4-mana spell for +1/+3 is better. We can only really know with testing. But what seems apparent is that Kibbling Druid is not going anywhere. Finally, Blizzard is pushing this new Taunt Druid archetype. It's not really the Hadronok style Taunt Druid anymore, it's a bit different. With stuff like Razorman Battlecard, the first Taunt minion you play each turn costs 2 less. So, because the way Battlecard functions, it makes me think that this is going to be a mid-range deck. But is there any room for mid-range decks in Hearthstone? So, I'm quite uncertain about it. But in an ideal case, you play Battlecard, you play a 2-cost Taunt, then the following turn you maybe play your Corrupted Dreaming Drake and some more Taunts, or you follow that up with like a 5-cost Taunt that only going to cost 3, so you play your Greybow on turn 3, for example. Or use a Rusty Trader to gain some board control on turn 3. This can be really annoying if it works, because then you just jam Taunt minions after Taunt minions, and if the opponent can't kill the Battle Guard from behind those Taunt minions, that means that you just keep playing oversized minions over and over again. And if you get to use Mark of the Spike Shell on something like a Greybow, and then you have multiple Greybows, and then that's going to be a whole other mess. And then finally you have Arbor up to give these Taunt minions a bit more attack so that you can get more aggressive with them. There are some interesting possibilities with Taunt Druid, and I just don't see quite how it's going to work yet. But I've been trying to theorycraft a lot of variations of this. I mean, I also tried stuff like do clowns and then make copies of those clowns and then have more clowns to play, some sort of ramp style. I tried to think about it with kibblings, with some taunts mixed in. But ultimately this is the one that I liked the most, which is just mid-range taunts. But I'm not sure if it's going to be strong enough. Anyway, those are the Druid archetypes that I believe will be present in Forged in the Barrens. And I really look forward to getting to test them properly. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.